You can suggest a few books or few resources from where, I can get these stories.
So I think reading the original is always really, really good. I personally feel is really good. Although, like, if I have to mention two books like retellings, I don't believe so much in retellings, because sometimes, adding your own interpretation, your own lens, I would rather go for books who have tried to simplify it even more,
Yes.
presenting the authentic narration but in a simpler language. जैसे हम लोग what we are trying to do, हम लोगों के ऐसे we are trying to talk in a way that maybe जैसे हम समझते हैं, we are hoping that ऐसा हम जब बात करेंगे maybe another person will also understand. So what I've loved two books, there is this person called Krishna Dharma. So he has Mahabharata retold and Ramayana retold. Krishna Dharma. I don't know if exactly retold उन्होंने लगाया है suffix with the title of the book, but very nicely done. He stayed true to the original, concise way में, एकदम original narration में he has, in our words, in our language, he has put forth the stories, and it's a page turner. I gifted one of the books to one of my friends. He said, "Bro, what have you given me? I really hold on to my pee to just keep reading it." And he's not somebody who's a reader, who's not even like a very, like, he reads a lot or anything, but he also likes the culture and the literature, and he had a lot of faith. So I gave him the Ramayana retold. So what happens by sometimes, like, we are able to pick up so many things even from those stories. Who knows? And then maybe we can, once we go back with those fresh eyes, okay, who was Arjuna? What kind of situation was he in? Where are those questions coming from? The question that he's constantly asking Krishna, and even Krishna, like, who he is actually as a person, as a human being, how his journey was. So when he's speaking also, so sometimes you can have a smile on your face. Oh, okay, now I get where he's coming from, because I know a little bit about his character. So yeah, that can help.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This helps.
Yeah.
Another thing, so I recently, one of the episodes, that we put out is about ABC: anxiety, bitterness, and chaos. So the, future, anxiety, the past, bitterness, and the present chaos. Right?
Yeah.
And superficially, it made sense that yes, the Gita says, stay in the present moment, but even in the present moment, do not, if I have chaos and confusion in my head, I'm actually not present. Right? So it made a lot of sense. I, put that out, and I've been trying to implement it from the perspective of the Gita, in terms of, okay, not, being in the ABC, but it's a struggle.
Right.
So do you, can you share an example from your life, jahan you went to through the Gita, got something, and how did you over a period of time apply it? So maybe I can use that, and work with my ABC.
Okay. Can I also give an example of the characters? Also Mahabharat ke hi ek example before coming to me, because I feel that is very pertinent. As I was hearing you, and I realized that sometimes now we people, sincere practitioners like you, or anybody who sincerely wants to approach, who doesn't just want to do it for the sake of okay, I'm just doing something. They go through this, this trouble that, oh, am I really improving? Am I really, because this should give me that peace, that I should become that, Zen-like state. Why is not happening? I'm also recording episodes. I'm putting it out there in the world. तो मेरे साथ तो कुछ हो नहीं रहा. Listeners are saying उनको अच्छा लग रहा है. So I always wonder when and I think you also covered that verses in one of the episodes I heard, that where Arjun is saying chanchalam hi manha Krishna pramati balvadrinam tasyaham nigraham manne vayo riva sudushkaram. Oh, Arjuna says, oh Krishna, it's very difficult to control the mind. I find it easier to control the wind. And when I read that verse, I'm like, okay, this person is saying, okay, ye kaun hai ye bhai sahab? He's the same person. He's saying it is very difficult. And what is Krishna's response? He doesn't say, hey, shut up. He's like, oh, you're right. Asamshayam. He says, no doubt. You're right. No doubt. Asamshayam mahabhav. Mano durnigraham chalam. But abhyasena tu kaunte vairagyena cha grete. We need to keep practicing. This is what Krishna says. He says, no doubt. It happens. So you're right, buddy. There's no, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. He's not like shutting him down. Shoo. This person, Arjuna, is that guy who is called Sabyasachi. He could shoot arrows with even his, non-dominant arm as proficiently as he could do with his dominant arm. This is a person who used to practice at night. जब सब बोल देते थे कि अब बेटा चलो स्कूल की छुट्टी, तो ये स्कूल की छुट्टी के बाद भी, खाना खाने के बाद भी, हर time this guy was practicing. It requires immense control of the mind. This guy is practicing इतना ज़्यादा. Who is even once when he's eating his food, story comes in the Mahabharata, and the lamp goes off, and he's still, when he's thinking, if my hand knows where to put food, the morsel of food in my mouth, why cannot I practice shooting at night in pitch dark? Why can't my arrows know its target in pitch dark if my hand? And again, that very famous story of that, bird, stuffed parrot, and Dronacharya saying, what are you seeing? He's saying, मुझे पक्षी की सिर्फ आंख दिखाई दे रही है. Then there is another story where Arjuna in his human form gets to travel to the Swargaloka, which is like a heavenly planet realm. And there he is trying to, he's staring very intently at a celestial nymph called Urvashi. And Indra thinks that, oh, maybe he's attracted to her. And because he helped out the demigods, this guy was helping out demigods, by the way, in a human form. So he says, okay, go and entertain my child. So she approaches him with the form to establish a relationship with him. He's like, oh, mother. And this is a lady, he calls a lady mother, jisko dekhe big rishi munis lost their senses, who are meditating since hundreds of years, and they look at her and they are so enchanted by her beauty. This guy, dude, you're saying that it's difficult to control the mind. People like us go, shut up. So I personally feel that, we need to cut ourselves some slack, at the same time not letting go of the sincerity. What I have personally about the anxiety ABC that you're talking about, the bitterness and the chaos, I personally feel that where Krishna, for me, this has really worked, bhai, where Krishna is talking about na, one verse which has really helped me out is the second chapter, 14th verse, Matra Sparshaastu Kaunteya. And I think we covered that also in the podcast. Matra Sparshaastu Kaunteya Sitoshna Sukadokada, where Krishna is talking about, what, Arjuna? Pleasure, pain, happiness, distress. It's all gonna happen. It's cyclical. Just like we need to tolerate that. So right now in present, we need to tolerate that chaos. See, even in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna had to tolerate that chaos of shooting arrows against his own people. So whenever I'm really stuck in a situation, this shloka has brought a lot of peace to my life, and it helps me understand. Like, again, you're a creative person. We all enjoy watching movies and everything. See, sometimes when we're watching movies, like when Thanos is coming, like to give a Marvel Cinematic Universe example, all the heroes are so distressed and everything, and he's actually wiped out the entire. So that's a lot of chaos. There's a lot of bitterness also at what has happened. How did they allow it to happen? And of course, there's anxiety is also there. How are we gonna live? What is gonna happen? But just like a movie, it's not the final act. We knew the end game is also going to come. Infinity War में ये कर दिया है. So life में भी हमारे the end game will come. Even right now, if it is an Infinity War like situation where we are down in the dumps, things are not working out for us, things will change. But most importantly, it is also to remember that when good times are also happening, that will also change. Because this Matra Sparshaastu Kaunteya verse we use, I've used it in my life. All these years I've used it. Jab thoda sa times are a little tough. But I now am trying to remind myself when times are going good. This will pass. The summer season will pass, beta. The winter will come again. So, theek hai. Now, it is up to us. Some people like to make merry when it's, the good times are there. Ki jitna acha hai, jitna karna hai, kar lo. That Charvaka philosophy. Jab tak jiyo maut se jiyo, karcha karke ghee piyo. Or maybe we can be a little more balanced in both. And I feel Krishna's approach, Bhagavad Gita's intention and approach is that you become more. Krishna keeps talking about samatvam. Be a little more balanced. He talks about being balanced. And he demonstrated also in his life. So for me personally, that shlok always acts like a anchor for me. Ki yaar, okay. ठीक है, right now it's happening. I can't fight it. If I can do like something wonderful that I heard from one of one spiritual speaker, where he said that if there is a problem, can you do something about it? Then why worry? If you can't do something about it, then why worry? Reminding ourselves of all these small little anecdotes or whatever, that helps.
Awesome. I love the examples you gave. One thing that I want to learn, from you is to try and not complicate things, in my head, because I think that's where most of the problems start. So that was really, really awesome. Thank you.